Hello, this is Rainbow Rising Freedom. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I so much love the coziness of this tree, how it shelters us. And the cockatoo, her name is Lulu, she is actually an umbrella. And I've been thinking today about how very much we have been sheltered from we don't even know what, and it's better maybe if we don't. I feel like, energetically speaking, we have been going up, and we are vibrationally protected from all the stuff that have been thrown at us and at the world. You know, the higher you go frequency wise, the more peaceful it is. It's less crowded, it's serene, and every now and then something might come in and try to stir things up, right? And that's when we get triggered, that's when we get out of character and maybe want to go back to the old patterns. Stepping outside of that character that we play in these moments is so important, to realize that we are not that character at all. These behaviors are programmed learned behaviors, and a decision can be made to change it. A decision can be made any minute, whether we want to focus our thoughts on something happy, something that inspires us, or something that caused us pain maybe in the past. Many people get hooked up in that loop of misery because they just can't get over that breakup. They just can't get over how someone did them dirty. It's a very important skill to have if you want to elevate in life, progress in life, to let go. It's a very important skill, being able to let go. If someone hurt us, sending them love, it can be tough, but it's a practice. It can cause that cringy feeling inside, but really what has helped me is, and has been, realizing that people often are in so much pain that they lash out, and it's never really about us. It has nothing to do with us. It's usually the distorted perception of us and the world that they have because of so much suffering that they are going through. So knowing that someone hurt us and it wasn't really about us, it really was like the first step for me to forgive. And then just releasing. You can even visualize a symbol for that conflict or that person and just talk to them. Just get it off your chest, whatever you want to say, in a civilized way. Try, if there's some anger, some residue of resentment, like, go for it and release it, because you need to purify your vessel if you want to go higher, okay? Yes, sweet baby. If you want to vibrationally go up, you need to drop the burden, okay? There's something that has recently happened. Maybe you realize it's a form of betrayal. You realize someone you thought was a friend wasn't really wishing you well, and that was also heartbreaking. Maybe it wasn't even about the person, but it could have reminded you of all the past betrayals. Let it roll off your back. It's crucial because you're preparing, okay? Your highest timeline, that ticket is in your hand right now, and it's very important that you don't sabotage it, okay? We don't want to live in the past and prevent the future from happening and unfolding so beautifully as it's being manifested right now. So if you feel that back and forth, and if you even feel your own mind trying to trick you into negativity, know that it's not real. It's an old program that's falling away, and it's trying to get you back, to win you back like a toxic ex. He's trying to get you hooked again. But realize that this is just a program, that this is not you, and you're releasing it. That's why it feels more intense. You know, complaining to people about our problems, it's just so much fun, right? It's such an addictive thing, and we all love connecting with people this way. I tell you my problem, you tell me your problem. But now rewiring all this into vision, into planning, into dreaming things into the future, into now, is something that it's a new habit that's calling to be developed, okay? So definitely it's like going to the gym. It will hurt a little bit and you might want to just drop it, but you keep going and that muscle will develop, that muscle of positivity, that muscle of persistence. I mean, positivity can be toxic because you have to allow yourself all the true feelings, right? All the real feelings to flow. You don't block anything. But it's also important to realize that we have a choice. We don't have to be gloomy and unhappy. Even if the situation is challenging, in the most challenging situation, you still have a choice. What you think about, and the feeling will follow that thought. So you decide and you create, and that's actually how you shift yourself out of any difficult situation you're in. You start within and you work with yourself. And I remember when I just felt really low at some point, and I would take myself out for a walk, like you walk the dog. It had to be like, you know, consistent and daily practice. And I would hook my mind on a positive loop of a mantra that I would just make up that day, so that my thoughts would be contained in that bubble of that particular mantra, so that I wouldn't have to allow my mind to wander and take me into pain. And one of my favorite first mantras was, I am a miracle, life is a miracle. And saying these words, you don't have to say them out loud if you're embarrassed, but just repeating that in your mind on a loop for a while in the day is just really it's life-changing. It's maybe it sounds silly. You might think, what difference does it make? Well, try it, okay? I think it did make a difference for me. And I recently was thinking about like how to help a friend who was like trying to shift her focus into happiness, into positive thoughts. These are helpers. These are helpers. These are healers of our heart. And these pure, wonderful beings help so much. They help dropping the burden by me focusing on her, acknowledging her purity, her beauty, her innocence. All the other my mind is free. My mind is free from overthinking when I'm with her. So if you get a chance to go out in nature, I'm not saying get a bird right away. By the way, she's not mine, but we are friends. And you know, there's this breakthrough happening for some of us, okay? For some of us, it's about our truth. It's about authenticity. And it's about even recognizing it within ourselves, because we might not even know. Maybe we were just like doing our research in life. We didn't know what our truth was. But the more you know what it isn't, the closer you are to what it actually could be. And I feel like something is really about to fall away, something that is not aligned with your truth. Okay, you can take it, you can bear it, you're tough, but I think you will choose to respect your truth. And there's something really significant about 25th of August. I think you might see clearer what change you want to make right now. Yes. Little synchronicities in form of having your eyes checked, or changing your glasses. Something around your eyes can be symbolic of you getting a clearer vision for your future and for what you want. Okay, it can be very narrow. Suddenly, maybe all the irrelevant things will fall away. You realize, oh my gosh, I was giving 90% of my day to something that doesn't really matter that much. What really matters to me in this stage of my life? Because things change, you know. Things don't have to stay the same. Our priorities don't have to stay the same. Closing a karmic circle, and it's a massive closure of a cycle right now, where I feel that our karmic debt has been cleared. You might be getting synchronicities in form of like number 9, which is a closure of a cycle. I feel like there is like this inner fire that will really protect you on the next steps. Like, there's always some anxiety with letting go and with endings, but experience is telling me that there's usually something better that's coming if you dare to let go. So we are being called to let go, to see clearer, to clear our vision and fully commit to our path. Distraction is always tempting. Unfortunately, people who are not progressing as fast will want to hook us in somehow, one way or another, will want us to stick around just because we're elevating, okay? And they might not be so willing to let us go. And they know you're precious. People around you know how precious you are. They just hope you don't awaken to your true value. Unfortunately, it can make you angry, you know, that someone sees your value and they hope that you don't, so that they benefit from you, or maybe they pay you less. But these things will change because you can just get up and go. You can make a decision, you can change, okay? So there's no point fighting the unwanted, because that's how we feed it even more with our attention. Don't fight the narcissist, don't fight what you don't like, don't fight the deceptive friend, don't fight the boss you don't like. Just try to be neutral as much as you can. Of course, it's evolution in the making. It doesn't just happen perfectly right away. It's a process. But once you start practicing being neutral in those situations, just stepping back and not giving it your energy with anger, with feeding the conflict. You know, we all slip down that path every now and then. But the art of not reacting to those triggers is very important, because we want to stay clean and we want to stay either neutral or positive, okay? So that's what I would say, apart from moments when we're releasing, you know. So if you feel like weeping and crying, regardless of your gender, I know men have been programmed not to cry, that it's not manly. It's not true. The most masculine thing I've ever seen was having an open heart. That's the most masculine thing ever. The most brave, the most true thing ever. So it's about the heart now. That's our escalator of ascension, the heart. So if you've been having some pains, or if you've been faced with your shadow, the characters who remind you of those who hurt you, just sit with them. It means that You're called to sit with that feeling, and that's how you release it, that's how you heal. So be patient with yourself. You are progressing, okay? And your life will accelerate. Your alignment, the work that you're doing right now in your heart, will cause a massive acceleration towards your dreams. I believe around September, but we are creating that change. That quantum leap is being taken right now, and around 25th of August, some clarity will arise. So we just want to tell you that the world is beautiful and life is worth living, and everybody has a crisis every now and then. I hear sometimes from people who feel like they are the only ones that feel unwell, or it's only them who have moments of not being happy. Authenticity is so rare that we just feel like we're the only ones in pain, because most people are just embarrassed to say what they're actually going through. And it's very supportive to acknowledge that this is part of the journey for most of us. So sometimes, you know, an honest, open-hearted talk can change someone's life, because we suddenly realize that we're not the only one trapped in the box of pain, like it sometimes might feel, right? We feel we're the only ones and everyone's out there living a marvelous life. And many people actually, regardless of the appearances on the outside, go through a lot, or suppress or run away from what's going on. So be kind, and be kind to yourself, because that's where it starts. And if you want to close your karma, you need to forgive, realize that you tried, like Dolores Cannon says, okay, we tried, it didn't work out, now I release you. And say it with peace. You can say amen or namaste or whatever your belief system says, but the key is to arrive at the neutral state and letting go of that situation, not to carry anger or resentment, because that will keep you in the loop. And you can say it to yourself, you can just think it, you can close your eyes, sit down, and just like imagine you and that person meeting and saying that you forgive each other and you release that. And you will feel so much lighter, and you might see your reality, your external world change, because you have shifted, and that shift always starts within. So we are about to go and play, and I guess I'll see you next time.